everyone, I'm back. We love an inconsistent YouTuber. Instead of working on videos, I've been spending the time planning out my new podcast that's coming soon, so more on that later, but just had to update you that there are good things coming. Even just in this video itself, there are good things coming. I have a bunch of tips for those of you that are on your way out of college or have already graduated college, no matter when you graduated. I don't want to say that this is an adulting video, but it's an adulting video. Number one, now that you no longer have the excuse of being a broke college student, it is time to update your wardrobe. Give it a refresh, install some new pieces. You are no longer able to wear that tank top that has sweat stains, that has holes in it. If your jeans are too loose now, like you have an income, it is time to look the part. You should be shopping for things that make you feel like you know what you're doing. I hope you all know what that means. So look through your closet if you haven't reached for something or wanted to wear something for like 3 or 4 months. Chances are you're probably not going to want to keep that in your wardrobe. Sell it, thrift it, and use that money to get a wardrobe that you're proud of, that are going to last you. I also know most of us are in this weird limbo phase where we're not broke college students, but we're also not making like 6 figures, so we don't have ridiculous disposable income, which is why I never buy anything full price. If you've had the pleasure or misfortune of watching me for a few years now, you've probably heard me mention ShopTagger. I just genuinely love ShopTagger. I have not been sponsored by them every other time that I've mentioned them, and I finally am, which is amazing because I was just telling one of my coworkers that she needs to download this extension. This web app could not be closer to my heart. I love that this was created probably by some entrepreneurial techie ladies who are also addicted to online shopping. Quick instructions on how to get started with it. Basically, go to shoptagger.com. There you can download the Chrome extension, which will just pop up in your browser. And then you can go to any of the normal sites you shop on. You can go to Nordstrom, you can go to J.Crew, you can do makeup, you can do shoes. It will magically tell you as soon as your size and your color goes on sale if you just click to save that item. And you can also save it into different lists. So if you want to save it into like work wardrobe or like holiday gift shopping for your family, like you can organize it into different lists. Especially if you're watching this video now, we are getting very close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday sales. So what I've been doing is I'll just go on the websites of stores that I love shopping at, like Aritzia or Anthropologie, and I'll just save like any item just so I can get a notification when their holiday sales start happening. So I would go ahead and do that. That way I'm not just impulse buying anymore. I have some time to think about it. Once it goes on sale, I can decide if I really want it. And nothing is worse than the feeling of buying something full price and then you go back in the store a couple weeks later and you see it on sale for like half the price. It is so painful. So if you never want to experience that feeling again, ShopTagger is your go-to. I actually bought this jumpsuit on ShopTagger for 50% off. And I bought this before I was even sponsored by them, so it's a genuine review here. I am a huge fan. Tip number 2 is that every time you get a paycheck, you want to purposely route a chunk of it away from yourself. Like get it out of your checking account, get it into a locked account, whether that's a savings account, whether that's an investment fund or stocks. Just get it somewhere that isn't in your like everyday use. Because you want to forget about the money you save and just let it build up on its own. Especially if you're addicted to online shopping like I am, you don't want to have that money just in there. The general rule is you want to save about 1 hour of every day's income for later. So if you're paid hourly, you know exactly how much that is. If you're not, just take like 1/8 of your salary and route that. I'm not going to tell you exactly where that should go. I put it into index funds and I can link some podcasts below on how that all works. If you have no idea what you want to do with the money, you can also download the app Acorn, I want to say it's called, and that'll just help you like put away little amounts of money. Even just saving $10 a day is insane and so helpful. So figure out if you can just route your paycheck into savings automatically. If not, every time you get it, just know that you have to take out a chunk and put it away so you don't spend it. Next up, this is a LinkedIn tip. I hope you all have LinkedIns. If you're watching me, you probably do. If not, it's so easy to set up. This is like a 10-second tip. Literally go on your LinkedIn, scroll down to your education section, click edit, and remove your graduation year. Like if you have it on high school too, remove your high school graduation year, remove your college graduation year, remove as much college stuff as you can. Because basically when you're looking for a new job or you're looking for a job within your company, people will go on your LinkedIn and they will scroll to see like when you graduated. And if you take that off, people might think you're a lot more senior than you are and you could get a lot better opportunities. So I personally really want to take my internships off my LinkedIn. I just don't have enough experience on there to fill up my LinkedIn without it. But as soon as I get like one more position, I'm gonna wipe off those internships and no one will know how old I am except for looking at my face. So do that super quick. The next thing you should do after you graduate is start getting loyal to rewards programs. I never did this during college and I regret it, but especially for flights and hotels. For flights, you should have like one primary airline that you always use, whether that's Delta, whether that's Alaska. I personally use Southwest because you can cancel flights anytime, and I'm just a huge Southwest girl. But basically, book pretty much all your flights on one airline, 2 if you have to, and get a rewards number and make sure it is set up in your account so every flight you book is connected to that, because that will get you free miles, free flights. I know it's tempting just to choose the cheapest flight for wherever you're going, agnostic of airline, but airlines are pretty good about perks, so I'd recommend that. And then with hotels, like I would recommend like sticking to Marriott or sticking to like one of those brands. I'm not as dependent on that, but I do use hotels.com because if you book 10 nights of hotels on there, you'll get 1 for free, which is awesome. Like you can book that anywhere you want and it just averages the amount you spent over those last 10 nights. Next time you book a trip, think about who you want to be loyal to and commit. My last tip is financial again. A lot of you ask me for so much financial advice and I wish I felt credible enough to give you that. I've just recently started using a budget. If you have no idea how to get started, I'd recommend downloading Mint. It'll just tell you how much you spend on food, on gas, on travel. It connects to your credit cards and your debit cards and it links all of that. So that'll give you a good understanding of how much you're spending, and usually that's enough to scare you into using a budget, because once you see the amount of zeros on your expenses, it's horrifying. I use like an Excel sheet for my budget. It's so manual and it's so rigorous, but it's honestly so worth it. So if I can figure out how to link you guys that, I will link you it. Pick a budgeting app, doesn't have to be Mint, and start figuring out how much you're spending on these categories so you can start to wean it down month after month and get your spending lower and lower. Woo, that's a lot of responsibility for one video, but I know you guys can do it. It's so exciting when you feel like you finally get your life together, and these are just a few ways to start getting on track. I'm excited for what's next for you guys. More help is on the way via my Schmodcast. Thanks so much for watching, and Katherout.